internet really, I left messages and never answered, but one day James called me and he said, the pipes are frozen at Lummi. Luti, my wife and I are going to Olive Gardens for lunch. You are welcome to join us. And then it was kind of gruff, who are you? What do you want? So I said, I'll be there. So I told Uncle Smitty, James, that I knew about the canoe journey. I was so thrilled. And do you need any volunteers, money, resources? And he said, everything. And I thought, wait, I'm just moved here. I don't know anybody. I don't have any money. How are we going to do this? And so I said, I don't know why I asked it, but I said, we want to honor Lummi for hosting this event. And what would you like to be honored for? And Smitty, with his wonderful face and head, put his head down for an uncomfortable amount of time, and then he looked at me and he said, we have never been acknowledged as the first inhabitants of these lands and waters. Never in 14,000 years or how since time immemorial ever been officially acknowledged. He said, this is what is going to happen, and to honor you at Boulevard Park on 7707. And Silversong Belcourt, who was Blackfoot from Canada, and Rocky Sandine, who was Macaw, they crafted the most beautiful proclamation that was signed by all the mayors in Whatcom County. We had on official stationery from the governor all the way down to all the local politicians on official stationery. We put together a book for Lummi and Nooksack to give them the official acknowledgement of the first inhabitants. I'm going to read the proclamation. I'm going to have you help me.
There's the canoe coming over your head right here. Quickly, Beth. Here she is.
To honor the first peoples of these lands and waters, whereas tribal canoes will be traveling the traditional highways of their ancestors to the Lummi Nation for a 5-day celebration July 30th to August 4th, journeying from the Pacific Ocean, the waters of British Columbia and Puget Sound. Whereas upon these waters and land, the Coast Salish world of the Pacific Northwest is woven together since time immemorial with the cedar, salmon, quail, and eagle. Whereas this is a magnificent opportunity for all people to experience, preserve, and honor the ancestry and traditions of the Coast Salish way of life. Whereas Tribal Journeys is a vital and historic event, culturally enriching to all while contributing powerfully to spirit of place. Whereas Tribal Journeys is a journey of healing, hope, honor, and hospitality. Whereas relationships are strengthened and family ties are renewed and all ages gathered together, building communities in a good way. Whereas the spirit of friendship, honor, and goodwill between all nations is a gift we can give the next 7 generations. This is an opportunity for communities, neighbors, and supporters, all of you, of Tribal Journeys to touch each other's lives. Therefore, be it resolved that we, the undersigned, honor the upcoming 2007 Tribal Journeys Paddle to Lummi by proclaiming July 7th as Tribal Journey Day. Be it further resolved that through this proclamation, we celebrate the First Peoples' traditions and cultures, honoring them as the first inhabitants of these lands and waters. Say that with me again. Resolved that through this proclamation we celebrate the First Peoples' traditions and cultures, honoring them as the first inhabitants of these lands and waters. Amen.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, anybody got a one of you, along with Mayor Tim, all of our relatives here, our dignitaries, holy, our ministers, all the colors of the sacred totem pole, the red, white, black, and yellow. I just want to acknowledge our friends at and I know they left. But Children of the Setting Sun, Daryl Hilaire, he came forward and he's really helping us in these last few moments. And I just want to thank Jan Sandberg, and God, I got to get these tears out really quick because they're going to be here soon. But I gained strength, Jan. I gained strength from this. And I shared this last night. Ever since I was a kid, when I went to boarding school when I was 15 years old, I dreamt of this day, where I'd have my tribal leaders, my friend who I grew up with, James Washington, here, meeting friends of the San Juan, having leaders and dignitaries, bringing our communities together in hope, healing, happiness, honor, and hospitality. Our happiness is the most, Madam Mayor, dignitaries, everybody. You're all witnesses to the words and the work. I'm not live because those that are here, that are gaining the experience of what you're about to witness, is for you. This is not about me. This just happens to be my 23rd Water Festival, so give me a break. I have no sound system, but Jim knows we're Longhouse people. We're all related by the paddle, by the canoe. All of our ancestors, Frederick F. Lane, you could look him up, was a full-blooded Scotsman. I admitted it, Jacob. Am I proud of that history? Did it happen? We just have to talk about it a little bit more. Just hoping that the relatives that you all witness here today, coming right there, being guided in by the Ski to Sea, some of the Ski to Sea team. Let's all go down to the water. All, if you want to line up here and give a big round.